Hello everyone, Amanda here with Naughty Body Boutique. Today is the grand finale of the spring soap collection. Maybe, who knows, I might add a couple more, but this is like going to be the best. We've got not just our typical low top soap, we've got a high top frosted piped soap. We've got sparkles, we've got shimmer, we've got a little soap gumball for the top. It is just going to be absolutely beautiful. We've also got a little bit of exfoliation going on in here with poppy seeds. Why do we have poppy seeds? Because this is a strawberry candy soap. It smells divine. Don't eat this. Wash only. So with that being said, in our container here, we've got our melted butters and oils. In addition to that, we've got kaolin clay and organic coconut milk powder. So we're going to get started here by mixing our container of oils with our lye solution. Now that we've got this mixed just past emulsion, we're going to split this off into 2 equal parts so that we can add in our colorant and fragrance. So each one is going to have about 25 ounces of soap. My calculations all correct. Okay, there's that one. And then to this one, we're going to do an ounce of fragrance oil. Fragrance oil today is brought to you by Nature's Fragrance. I've got an ounce. Okay, and on for the next one. And I know I could totally just soap out of the big container, but sometimes it gets a little bit clunky. A little too much to work with. So let's just get all of that soapy goodness scraped out of our container here. Alright. Get an ounce of fragrance oil in this one. Okay. Set everything aside. Okay, colors for today are Raspberry Red Mica from Nurture Soap. Hands are a little slippery. Well, actually, maybe it's not my hands. Maybe it's the container here. So we're just going to give this a nice, healthy dose of some mica. Then we're going to bring in dish one. And we are doing My Red Obsession Mica, also from Nurture Soap. And if I don't like the difference in colors, or if there's a lack of difference in colors, I'm going to add some really red pigment. Kind of get that to contrast a bit more. Alright, let's go ahead and hit these with our stick blender real quick, see how I like that color, then we can hand stir in our poppy seeds. Okay, so we've got our colors somewhat mixed in. I still have to go through with the poppy seeds, and when I do that, I am going to give the rest of these a good stir, mix in all of that color. And I don't want too many poppy seeds. I don't want it to be like, ooh, I'm washing myself with sandpaper. Just enough, because it is strawberries after all, so let's kind of get some of that seed action going on in here. Okay, do the same for the My Red Obsession. Okay, and with these I even went a little bit fancy, and these are organic poppy seeds. Just got those off of good old Amazon. It never lets you down. So, give this its final mix. And we are ready to pour into the molds. Okay, so as you can see on my mold here, I've got some 1-inch lines measured out. Usually my soaps are cut in 1-inch increments. That's what I've got my cutter set up to do. So just to help with the piping and everything else, that is why those lines are on this mold. So we're just gonna come in here and just start plopping. And then I'm probably going to go through, not too sure if I'm going to do a bamboo swirl or if I'm going to take my hanger tool to it. Probably the hanger tool today. Feeling a little bit risque. Give it some nice mixing in there. Ooh, that's a lot of pink. Now that I'm looking at this is totally Valentine's Day colors. Not my intent at all. I really wanted this to be strawberry stuff. It'll be both. We'll make it as a both, kind of. Alright, hanger swirl it's going to be. I've made my decision. It is going to be a hanger swirl. Because this red kind of thickened up. Kind of doing what the titanium dioxide does to me all the time. Just wants to thicken up. This red raspberry is still nice and fluid. And since we're doing piping on top, I'm not going to leave any of the mix to do the tops because it's going to get covered by the frosting anyways. So we're just going to scrape out all of our containers here. Alright, so now that we've mixed in or emptied out both of our containers, I'm going to shimmy. Oh, we're not really shimmying there, are we? Nope, I'm going to go pound this down, get this all flat so we can move on to our piping. Yay! Oh, that was a premature yay there. We've got to hanger tool this. We're going to go down and up and down and around. Just blend in those colors a bit. Get way over here. And whoop whoop and done. Okay, clean this off. Alright, I'm going to go clean all this up real quick, pound this down one more time, and then I think it's time for the topping. Who knows? Probably forgetting something again. Oh, it's my day. Alright, clean up, clean up. Okay guys, let's get going on the frosting. Frosting recipe I use, I actually bought when Nurture Soap was selling the Royalty Soaps piping set. I don't think they are anymore. So this recipe is top secret. Only some of us know. So works the same though. Melted butters and oils, mix with your lye solution, blend and blend. So we're going to do that right now. Let's get blending. Okay, and before I get this too blended up, I am going to do a white topping. I know, call me crazy, it's strawberry. There's no white in strawberry, Amanda. I got you. We're gonna make this work, I promise. Okay, so we've got our titanium dioxide, and then I haven't been able to see if the Chantilly lace actually does leave anything behind in the soap, like a little shimmer. So we're just gonna act like it did and add some of it to our frosting here. Doesn't hurt if it doesn't. But if it does, ooh, it's gonna be pretty. All right. Let's give this a little mixy poo. Get all the titanium dioxide and mica mixed in. Let's not do that poof of powder. Oh, there we go. Trying to avoid the poof of powder when I go to mix this, but nope. Powder in the face. All right. Try to get out some of those air bubbles that I've just created, and let's mix. Okay, typically I like to bring my batters to just past emulsion. That's just when the lye and the butters are all mixed together, they're not going to separate. But with soap frosting, it doesn't really matter. I do the emulsion just so that I have more time to work with my batter. It doesn't always work because kaolin clay will actually speed up your batter. But for soap frosting, you kind of want it to get a bit harder, a bit thicker, so that when you put it in your piping bag, it doesn't just run right out and onto your soap. So you want it to be hard enough and thick enough so that it pipes nicely and it actually comes out when you want it to come out. So here you can see the batter is still very, very fluid. That is not going to work. So we're going to let this sit up for, I'm going to set a timer for about 10 minutes, and then I'll come back and check on it, and then we'll go from there. Okay, that was a lovely little endeavor there. What a mess I made. One of the hardest things about piping is the fact that I don't have like a cup or a vase or anything that I can put this in, like put the piping bag in so that I can fill the bag. So I kind of just have to leave it and hope that I don't make a huge mess. So I'm just going to do 3 across. So I've got some really red mica mixed with some sweet almond oil, and what I'm going to do is just drizzle this across the top so that when I cut the bars, you'll be able to see this come through in the cuts. And I'm just going to do a nice drizzle all over the top here. And I'm going to do this for each of the layers, but I also did some of the My Red Obsession so that we can do a little bit of both and alternate these colors. And then the top will have both of them. So let's get going on the second layer of piping here. And I'm just going to go right in between where I had the original ones and just do 2. Okay, now it's time for the My Red Obsession. And I'm just going to do the same thing I did with the raspberry red and just drizzle it all over. This Red Obsession, or My Red Obsession, is gorgeous. Just beautiful. It's like this, it's almost like a wine color. That's what it is. That's why I like it so much. It reminds me of wine. Huh. All right, let's go through and do our final dollop on the top here. And we're just going to go right in between the 2. So now, we are going to take this, ooh, we're a little lopsided there. Alright, so I'm going to take some more of this mica and just drizzle it all down this top. And then do the same with the raspberry. And then it is time for our gumballs. So because this is strawberry, we have green little gumdrops on the top here. If they want to come out of the bag. They're so shiny. And for this one I used Green Vibrance mixed with a little bit of the Snowflake Sparkle Mica. Both of those are from Nurture Soap. So this is where my little lines here come into place. So I know exactly where to place my little gumballs here. So you want to get it right in between the little lines that I had. Alright, so we've got 9 bars of soap going right now. Final touch. Strawberry Enviro Glitter from Nurture Soap. As I've mentioned before, all of my glitters and sparkles are from Nurture Soap. They are biodegradable, eco-friendly. There is no plastic in there, is pretty much what that means. So it does not have a bad reaction with the environment. So I'm just going to take and sprinkle this across the top here. Nice and light. Get those gumdrops. And then I'm going to try to get the sides just a smidge. Perfect. Come over and do the other side here. And then it looks really oily and runny right now, but all of that sweet almond oil that I mixed in is going to absorb right back into the soap, and it's not going to be a watery mess on the top. Okay, get some of the gumballs on this side. We missed some new. Everything's gotta have glitter, 'cause it's the grand finale. Alright, you guys, this is just lovely. A little lopsided, but lovely. So I'm going to bring you in for a closer look after I spray it down with some rubbing alcohol to keep away that pesky, pesky soda ash. Don't want this on this soap. It's too pretty for soda ash. Alright, let's do a close-up. It is time. Oh, yes. So gorgeous. Seriously, the camera is just not doing the soap justice. Alright, you guys, I'm going to wait for this to thicken up and harden up a bit, and in about 72 hours, which is going to be a breeze for y'all, but I have to wait 72 hours to cut this soap up, so we'll be back soon.